Nice to meet you, Benny. Well, not meet you. I've seen you a few times.
I always make this mistake. I always say to people, nice to meet you, and then they're offended. They say, like, we've seen each other before. But I'm German. I'm allowed to make these mistakes. You should...
Yeah, I should take this one. Yeah. Okay. Well, welcome to the Drum Shed Podcast with a little chat with, just some drummer we saw passing, happens to be in town, Mr. Benny Greb, the Benny Greb. And everyone knows who knows me, I'm a little bit of a lunatic fan of Benny Greb. So...
You just have great taste.
Yeah, well, whatever makes you get on the kit, and this is the man that gets me on the kit. So we're here in Lincoln in the Drill, which is a lovely venue, and we are here for Benny's clinic with Into Music. Jake over here from Into Music. Hi, Jake.
Hello, guys. How are we doing?
We're great. And Andy over here.
Good day.
All right. Oh, he's a man of many words. Yeah, can never shut him up. Let's move that out of the way. Yeah. Anyway, Benny, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
You just arrived? Not just landed today?
Yeah. Flew in this morning and now was setting up the kit. And now, while I was sweaty and thought I can have a little bit of time, then we do this podcast. Here we go.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. I know it's a very last minute thing,
great.
And really appreciate the time. And behind us is your lovely cymbals.
Oh yeah.
Well, example of a set of your cymbals with all your name on it and your face on it.
Yeah.
And we must talk about this one.
Okay.
The 18-inch.
Yeah.
Your new toy.
It's my new toy. Well, how much time do we have? Because normally when I talk...
Well, yeah, I've seen the podcast with Noel, but...
Normally when I can talk about this stuff. Well, the idea was to get a higher register, something that's a little clearer, a little higher. So I saw that, like, in the past, in history, not always ride cymbals were 20-inch necessarily, or 22 even or something, but they were smaller, sometimes heavier, and sometimes maybe with some weird like pieces missing or something. And I thought I'll just fool around with this. I fool around with the weight, I fool around with the smaller size, and I came out with this, and I really, really like it. It's a little bit more transparent, a little bit more even cleaner and more just higher from pitch also, because the other cymbals are wonderful, beautiful, but they're more soft, more warm sounding, which is something I still like, but this is a more kind of like you would turn the pitch up. And it's the same with the hi-hats, so the quicksand hats, it's just a little bit more bite. They have a little bit more bite and are a little bit clearer and higher. Yeah. So I really like that. And some people just can't get over the fact that there is a cymbal that's not round. Like in online, sometimes people are like, ah! So it's not a broken cymbal. It's made on purpose. It's a new cymbal. It's a hand-hammered, wonderful cymbal. It's actually made, like these symphonic cymbals are actually made, and then afterwards we sandblast it. We cut this piece out and all that kind of stuff. So you get a new unbroken cymbal. It's on purpose.
It's still got a warranty.
That as well.
Did you bury that one in the garden or not?
I did not. No. Yes, you're right. We talked about this. I fooled around a lot, and I tried around a lot of things, and some things just change the look and the visual state of the cymbal, but don't change the sound. But there are other things that really change the sound, and those is what I then went with.
Well, I haven't actually got one yet, which is a bit unusual because I've got all the others. But yeah, I'll have a look at that. I might hit it a bit later on. Tonight you've got a clinic.
Yes.
Do you love clinics, or do you like performance? What would you be? What's ideal? Is it in a small room with clinics and questions and education, or is it performance, or both?
I love clinics. I really do. I think it's fantastic. If a clinic is really great, it's one of the best things. If a clinic is really bad, it's one of the worst things. So it's really important for me that it has these three elements, which is, number one, there has to be some good music played and as good as possible. Sometimes people think like, oh, I'm just going to talk, the sound doesn't matter that much. For me, the sound matters. It should be like a concert. It should be like the best music you can do, like a real music performance. Then there should be some education. So you really learn something, hopefully something that changes your drumming from that moment on. At least that's something I want to try, I aim for. And the third is entertainment. So really, I do it with silliness. You can do it with different other things, but I make fun of myself. I tell stories where I failed or where I behaved like an idiot. And sometimes then people think like, oh, you know, I also felt a little bit incompetent there when I was practicing this or this and that. And it kind of maybe is also then a teachable moment in a way. And so if it's entertaining, if it is educational, and if it is good music, then if you have those three, sometimes it's only two, but on a good evening, it's all three, and that's then a great evening and a good clinic.
Yeah, I think the one thing for me is you're very relatable, and also you're very inclusive. So I've always felt that you kind of say it's okay, you can, as long as you're enjoying it, you're invited, you're involved, and you can come and play. Whereas I feel some teachers or some drummers in the past, it's like unless you can do 8 hours a day, paradiddle, 120, 100, 200, whatever, then you're not serious. Whereas I've always never got that from you. I've always got that kind of, everyone's invited at whatever level, as long as you're having fun. And I think that's a massive thing. We get that from your clinics, and the humour, obviously talking about, you're making self-jokes about being German or whatever jokes that you make.
What? No, that's not funny.
But not having emotion.
Not funny at all.
I remember the Ronnie Scott's
really
one.
Hurt me right now.
The Ronnie Scott's one when you're saying, "Oh no, I'm German. He's got emotion." You know.
Yeah, especially English people laugh about when I make self-deprecating jokes about my heritage. That really works here.
Yeah, that's right.
Think about that, right?
I don't know. Sorry about that. I don't know what to say. What can we say?
Yeah, well.
Will we see you? What's coming? We'll finish in a sec. What's coming up? Anything you want to tell us, or anything? I'll tell you what I'd like. I like new albums. New albums. Unboxing 2.
Okay.
And it's got to be a volume 2 for the volume 1 Soundmaster.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
If you've got volume 1, that's kind of a bit of a teaser.
That's true.
Yeah.
Definitely more educational stuff.
Yeah. I thought I'll do it a little bit like in The Wrath of Khan of Star Wars.
Even Star Trek.
Yeah. It's horrible. It's horrible. I wanted to reveal that I'm a Trekkie, and I messed it up horribly. So
at least you didn't mess up the Ghostbusters ones, because you wouldn't mess up.
I don't mess up. No. I wanted to have keep the door open for some more stuff. We also recorded some more stuff. I'm not sure whether it's a complete part or whether I shouldn't say too much about that. So there's some of that. I just brought out the EPM journal, which I'm a really fan about and use a lot and learn a lot from. So check it out if you haven't. And I'll be writing some new music that will take a while though, but I'm working on kind of 2 thingies that are in my mind. Let's see what comes to fruition. And I will do a lot of traveling. I'll do a lot of drum camps this year. We have the wonderful Peter Erskine in Germany in September, so I'm looking forward to that. I think he's awesome. Yeah. And I will be in Japan. I will be touring with the brass band a little bit more. So yeah, that's the stuff. Also being a dad and cooking and woodworking and stuff like that.
Does your boy play drums?
He does. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen some little videos when you're playing together.
Yeah. He's very good.
Yeah. Excellent. My boy who's holding the camera, he plays drums too. So
See?
It's just a nice thing.
Yeah, we are a bad influence.
Yeah, well, I blame you and
okay, great.
That lady over there that's frowning at you, she's probably thinking he's the reason he spends so much money on cymbals. So
look, what can I say?
Yeah. Well, it works. Yeah. Sorry, Jake. I was just saying, okay. we talked about this a minute ago when we did a podcast, just Jake and I, but how important it is for the shops to put these events on and for the brands to support and pay for these things. They're not free. It's not cheap to put these things on, and we'll be the first people to moan if the shops vanish, because they are dropping off. We've lost a couple in the last few years. We lost one last month in the south of England.
We lost a couple in Hamburg too. We don't have a proper drum shop in Hamburg anymore, which is insane if you think about it. So support the shops. It's very important.
Yep. Into music.
It's music's place to be, for sure. But like Matt said, we've sold this out, which I'm not surprised about when he's in town. But we couldn't do it without support from you guys. So everyone that's brought a ticket, thank you so much.
Yeah, and just everyone email Neil Golding and tell him to put him on every year at the UK Drum Show. Right, brilliant. Do you have a question?
I don't.
You don't have a question? That's fine.
You've asked it.
All questions have been answered.
thank you very much, Benny. For
pleasure.
have a good night
Thanks
tonight.
for coming again.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.